In this video, you will learn how to make a gorgeous landscape with birch trees similar to this one. Today, we will be creating a landscape. We will start off our landscape with the horizon line. Dip your brush in water, swirl it around the paint, and then draw a line about 2 inches above the bottom of your paper. Everything above the horizon line is going to be the sky. I am starting off by making a sunrise. I am going to use yellow, then orange, then red, purple, and then blue. You will see me using my brush to blend these colors together. Try to use colors that are close to each other on the color wheel for a nice effect. If you use complementary colors like orange and blue, purple and yellow, or red and green, those might get more of a muddy brown color. So try to stick to colors that are close together. If you want your paper to be nice and bright, then go over it with a second layer of paint. Next, we will be making birch trees to add to our landscape. We will be using a very cool technique using cardboard to make our trees. I have poured some black paint on a paper towel. You will take your cardboard and then dip it in. Then you'll make your first tree. Make your tree by simply swiping the paint across for about a ½ inch. Then you'll do another tree. You can dip your paint just to get a little bit on there, but you don't want your cardboard drenched in black paint. Otherwise, you won't get this cool effect. Continue this until you have about 4 or 5 trees. So swipe, move it down, swipe, and it's okay if you have some white spaces. Make your trees going vertical. That is the end of the steps for day 1. Set this to dry so that we can do the next steps later on. Now it is time to put your trees together with your background. I'm taking scissors to cut each one of my trees apart. Then I took some time to see where I wanted to place them. I can move them around and see what is a good spot for each tree. Once you have figured out your placement, you can start gluing. Use a glue bottle to put a skinny line of glue on the back of each tree. Flip it over and press it down. Your trees should be going all the way to the top of your paper. However, they should not go past the top of your paper, so feel free to trim your trees as needed. And now we will be using watercolor to add shadows to each of our trees. Take a brush, dip it in the water, and then gently swirl it around in black paint. This will create a light gray paint. At first, mine was too light, so I added just a little bit more black. It's easier to add more than it is to take away, so just add a little bit of that color at a time. To get a little bit more control, you can use some of your scrap papers to mix your watercolor ahead of time. So go ahead and take your brush, water, and paint and mix it on a scrap piece of paper. Then I can paint my shadows a little bit easier. Try not to use too much water so that you can put the shadows where you want. Finish adding shadows to all of your trees and then put this paper on the drying rack.